Okay, guys, I don't like doing this. I despise doing this. But if I don't do this, I think that it would be disingenuous of me to just, turn a blind eye to it. So I'm not going to do that. For those of you who don't know, I subscribe to the Daily Wire. I trust the writing. And now this, in my mind, and this is just me, this brings into question what happened with Candace Owens. This brings into question what happened with Brett Cooper. It smells bad. I mean, it smells really, really bad. And I got to give it up to Mark Dice. For those of you who don't know, he's been on YouTube for years. Probably over a decade at least, probably more, probably at least 20 years. But he has pointed something out. I hate doing this. I really do. But I have to.
That is the face of a lying devil. It would be one thing if President Trump actually could get Derek Chauvin out of prison, but again, he can't, and Ben knows that.
For those of you who don't know, the Daily Wire launched a website trying to get Derek Chauvin out of prison. The assertion by the Daily Wire is that President Trump should absolutely pardon him. The problem is President Trump cannot pardon Derek Chauvin because he was charged with state laws. And although there were civil rights violations, which are federal, that would not get him out of jail. And they are appealing to their subscribers, to their followers, that sign up to petition President Trump to pardon Derek Chauvin. And he can't do that because, as I said, those are state charges. He can't pardon state charges. Now, the reason this is particularly egregious, Ben is a Harvard-trained lawyer. Okay? And I can only come to one conclusion. So we'll go through this. I'm not going to go through the whole video. For those of you who don't know, this is Mark Dice. I'm not going to go through his whole video, but just listen, okay? And it's irrefutable.
If Ben Shapiro wanted to reach the President of the United States for any reason, all he would have to do is just send a text message or pick up the phone and call any of the number of senators or members of the House of Representatives whose personal cell phone number he has. Last week, he was Speaker of the House Mike Johnson's guest at the joint address to Congress. That's how well connected Ben is to the power structure. And the Daily Wire is now running this PardonDerek.com scam as an ad on their shows.
Democrats are on the run, and we're going to get to just why in a moment. First, the Daily Wire continues our fight. As you know, on this show, we've been calling for the pardon of Derek Chauvin. Derek Chauvin was railroaded.
Yes, we know that. In fact, we knew that the day that the video went public because it was clear that he was having a medical issue. But
this is the part that is so egregious that I call into question. Look, I like the writing on the Daily Wire. I just don't like this.
At the time, Little Ben threw Derek Chauvin under the bus, posting on Twitter that he just returned from a 2-day Jewish holiday and half the country is on fire. We all agree, he says, on George Floyd, which is why a bad cop is now under arrest. He went on to say that the government has one primary function: to prevent the violation of rights to life and liberty. A police officer destroyed George Floyd's rights. He did at least condemn the rioting and the looting, saying, "You're not stealing that TV to honor George Floyd or protest police brutality. You're You're stealing that TV because you're a POS. And yes, of course, the officers plural, in that video should be prosecuted to the full extent of their law breaking. What?
All of the officers should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. There was one guy, one of the police officers. He was just keeping the crowd back. I believe that was the Asian police officer. He was just controlling the crowd, not allowing them to, get out of hand. He's in prison. That See, this makes me think that, okay, Candace Owens maybe was railroaded. This makes me think that Brett Cooper was railroaded. They're as he just saw that he's very Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire are very connected, well connected. They have senators and congressmen and women on their speed dial. So he could actually petition Trump, up front, like legit, like send him a text. So what is this actually about then? The petition is, I hate to say it, it's a grift. It's to get you to sign up, leaving your name and email address so that they can sell that email address to their advertisers. There's no other. I hate this. This is why you never put faith in men. Don't do it. They'll disappoint you. If you put any faith in me, I'm going to disappoint you. Okay? The only man that you can actually rely on, 24/7, 365, is Jesus himself. That's it. It begins and ends there. If you start trusting anyone else, up to and including your spouse, okay, you will be disappointed. And this is what I believe is happening here, because it's a dynamic here that Mark doesn't go into. And I encourage you guys. This is Mike Dice. I encourage you to, check out his entire video of this. This is Matthew 23, 1-4. Then Jesus spoke to the multitude and to his disciples. So he's talking to everybody. Okay, the disciples are not excluded, saying, quote, "The scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. Therefore, whatever they tell you to observe, that observe and do. But do not do according to their works, for they say and do not do. For they bind heavy burdens, hard to bear, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers." In other words, they are laying things on people that have no business laying on them. Do you know why they were able to do that? It's because most people had no idea what the scripture said. It's not like everybody went to, public school. It's not like everybody could just read and write. That was for the select few. This is why throughout this entire chapter, he's blasting the scribes and the Pharisees in particular. Why? Because they are highly educated and they can read and write, and they know the people can't. And it pains me to say, the Daily Wire must believe that the vast majority of their subscribers don't have a clue how the law works, and that Donald Trump there's no way for him to pardon Derek Chauvin. Let me make it really clear. There's no way he's getting out of prison. What needs to happen is he should have a second trial. That's what needs to happen, because the jury was being absolutely intimidated by none other than Maxine Waters. I don't have time to go into it, but the entire jury was being coerced into they had to come back with the right verdict. And Maxine Waters was at the head of the line, demanding it. It's like what he really needs is a fair trial. But this kind of bugs me, guys. This kind of bugs me. I hate this, but this is why. No. This is why I tell you, put your faith in Jesus. Okay? In him only should you trust, because he is the only one that will not let you down. Everybody else on the planet, your mama, your daddy, your granny, everybody will come short. People you venerate, people you think are magnificent. This is why they say, never meet your heroes. Don't meet them, because they'll burst that bubble just like that. How many of us, I'll just out myself, I really thought Ryan Reynolds was a good guy. I bought it hook, line, and sinker. I loved Blake Lively, loved her. But all I saw was what they wanted me to see. And then when the stuff started coming out, it's like, duh, of course they're corrupt. See, for like a politician, because that's like my milieu, and so I kind of know that. I don't trust anybody in elected office. Sorry, point blank, and I don't care who it is. Look, I love Nancy Mace. I think Jim Jordan's doing a good job. They're doing. I don't trust them that much. So, but yeah. Anyway, we all fall for it. This is the reason I don't like doing stuff like this, but it's clearly a grift. They're clearly lying because they clearly believe Daily Wire subscribers are morons. They're not in the know. And so we are going to take advantage of them. And we're going to put this burden on them. This is the reason I picked that scripture. We're going to place this burden on them. We're going to lay this guilt trip on them. All you have to do is give us your email address. That's all you have to do. And what's going to happen? Well, then they start giving your information to all of their, all of their advertisers. Just tell the people. Just tell the people, hey, we'd like to sign you up. And this is what we're going to use it for. Why? No, some of you think I'm kidding. Dude, you can't do that. People are not going to do it. Well, some people will. And then those are the people who do. Then at least you're not sacrificing your integrity. Do you know what I mean? Hey. All right. I'm not telling you that I'm perfect, because I'm not. Don't put any faith in me, because I will let you down. But there was an easier way to go about getting people's email address. Easier way to go about doing it than lying to the people. I'm looking right at you, Jeremy Boring. Looking at you, Ben Shapiro. All right, that's it for now. If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe. And if you're following me on Rumble, please press that follow button. And until the next time, God bless.